spirit of winter, this is my crazy winter experience. Where I stay at is like, if a little bit of snow hits and it turns into black ice, they'll shut down everything. All the school districts will shut down. The power might go off because people go outside trying to fix things and end up making it worse, or transmitter blows. Something happens. And when that happened in my area, we didn't have TV, we didn't have phone service, we didn't have radio service, and when we got in the car in the morning on the way to school, the radio didn't play anything about the weather. They didn't play anything about school. And usually you would see on TV a little announcement about how school is canceled. I didn't get a notification that school was canceled. I can't text people, they can't text me to tell me school is closed, don't come to school. I live right next to campus, so I figured, hey, it won't be that big of a deal, I'll just go. So I get in the car and I'm with my mother and we're driving, and the radio has music. No announcements, no nothing. And so we're like, oh, it's, it's just a regular day. So we get to campus and she drops me off at carpool. And this was a while ago. She dropped me off at carpool and I walk up the stairs because we have like a lot of steps just to get inside the building. I walk up the stairs and the building is an automatic door. So it automatically opens once you're in the front of it. I get in the front of the building, the doors don't open. What? So I peek kind of like that in the glass and it's completely black. So I'm like, alright, cool. That means nobody's at school, there is no school, and the doors went open. So I turn around and my mother, I literally see her driving away. I'm not gonna get to her. There's ice outside. Not gonna happen. At that time, I didn't have a cell phone, but I had this little tablet thing, and on the tablet was this call system, but you need a Wi-Fi to call. My problem is the Wi-Fi is inside the building. I can't even get inside the building, so how am I supposed to get the Wi-Fi on my tablet to call her? I've never walked home. So I started asking people to use their phones, and the first one, he was like, oh, I'm sorry, it's a work phone, I can't let you use it. And so I said, do you have a personal phone? No, I don't have a personal phone. You telling me in this era you don't have a personal phone? And so I go to this lady. She's coming to class, but she's old, so she it's okay. The way our building is set up, this is our building where we have our classes, and there's another building over there where classes are held. She was going to that building, so I rushed to her. She looked about 50 or so, and I said, hey, do you have a phone that I can use? I need to call my mother. She's like, oh no, I don't have a phone, I'm sorry. So I said, second person, you're really gonna make me mad right now. The third person is like this 40, 50-year-old black guy, and I'm like, hey, can I use your phone real quick? I have to call my mother. He's like, oh no, I don't have my phone. So at this point, I'm like, okay, this sounds like the Good Samaritan story. And I'm like, alright, you know what, I'm not even gonna bother asking anybody else. I'm just gonna walk and try to find my way home. I walked down the stairs, back the way I came, and there's a little shortcut that I could have went, because it's a loop, it's carpool. And my mother, she came this way, and she went out that way to go back that way on the road to get to our house. If it's a loop, that means I don't have to go around the loop, I can just go straight out. And I didn't think of that at the time. So, me being me, I go through the entire loop and I'm like, oh, I could have just taken the shortcut. When I'm on the road, on the little island in the road, trying to get down so I can go across the street, I promise you, I slipped. Because first of all, I have Uggs on, I don't want to get them wet. That's just another disaster. And so I'm stomping in the grass, I'm trying to avoid the black ice, and it's very prominent at that time. And I ended up slipping. I didn't fall flat on my face, but I slipped. And so I was like, alright, let me get through this. And so I finally make it through the corner, and this is one long road to get home. And I end up passing this hospital, and it has a bunch of cars in the parking lot. As I'm walking, I'm not walking on the road, I'm not walking on the side of the road, I'm walking in the grass kind of on the sidewalk, because I feel like it's easier than walking on pavement because of the black ice. So I'm walking in the grass, trying not to get my Uggs wet, so I'm stomping like I'm marching in the grass, trying not to get them wet. And I pass the parking lot with the cars, and I see this monster truck. So immediately I'm thinking, oh, I better not get kidnapped, I better not. And it starts to turn on, and like, you know, in the movies and Scooby-Doo when you get really, really scared when you were a little child, that's how I felt. And so I kind of slowly peeked that way to look at the monster truck, and there's this white guy and he's just staring at me in my eye, looking all scary and all that. So I'm like, can't do it, not today. And as I passed that, I also passed the hospital for the mentally ill, and I actually considered going in there trying to use the phone, but the problem is it was deep in the ground, so I wasn't taking that risk, because then I have to try and get back up, you know? I successfully passed the monster truck. Then another car stops on the road on the side of me, but I really thought that the car stopped for me, and that would have been scary because, you know, people get yanked in the car. But the car stopped, and then another car came back, and he sees two ladies, and they stop in the middle of the road to talk. So I was like, whew. And I walked past them, but not too far, and I thought about asking them for help. But then I was like, nah, I'm not gonna do that, I'll just take the risk. So I get to the corner, and you can either go left or right. I don't remember which way to go, and so I just take a guess, you know, and I go left. As I go left, I'm like, oh, I remember. Now it's my corner. And at that point, I guess I was just so fed up, I just started to walk through people's yards. Because why would I walk on the road when there's a perfectly good lawn right there? No gate, no nothing. So I just decided to stomp in everybody's yard. I picked up the stick. I was really happy at that point because I knew I was home. And I finally got inside, and my hands were freezing. I didn't have any gloves on. And on top of that, I had a heavy history book in my hand. So I finally get inside. I'm like, yep, you know, no school. My mother took about 3 minutes to get back home. So for her, it was no biggie. For me, it took me a whole 30 minutes just to walk. Walk down the stairs from school, through the loop, almost slip, walk all the way at the end of the corner, figure out the turn, and walk through people's yards. It all took me 30 minutes. Now I'm inside, freezing cold, kind of pissed off, but happy that I made my way home. The second school opens, I tell the story, and everyone's laughing, and all. I'm like, it's not funny. I really thought I was gonna get kidnapped twice. So far, that was my worst winter experience. So now, if a little snow is outside, if I even glimpse some black ice on the road, I'm not going to school. I'm not taking the risk, because Time Warner Cable, I'm calling them out, other people that we have, I didn't even think to turn on cellular data, because you could still do that on a tablet, like you can turn on the data, and I didn't think to do that. But now, I 100% learned my lesson. I'm not walking again, and I'm not walking in the cold. That's not happening. Go ahead and comment your worst or favorite winter experience, and don't forget to like and subscribe.